Okay, so today's problem is problem number 53, which is to solve for cosine of theta plus 3 equals 0 on the interval 0 to 2 pi. So first we want to get cosine of theta on one side. Like any other equation, the first step, where cosine theta equals minus 3. We subtract the 3 from both sides. Next we want to divide by 4 to get cosine of theta by itself. Giving us minus 3 over 4. Now, with trigonometric functions, taking the inverse of the original trig function, they cancel out. For example, cosine of theta, if I take the inverse cosine of that, it gives me just theta alone. And that's what we have to use next to get a by itself. So we get a equal to inverse cosine of negative 3/4. Now this is a calculator problem, so we want to plug in the inverse cosine of negative 3/4 to find the value. And that gives us 2.419 rounded to the thousands place. But that's not the only the only correct answer for this problem. For cosine, an important thing to remember is that you can subtract this value, the first value that you find, from 2 pi. So we have 2 pi minus 2.419. And that will give us the second value that we're missing. So let's just make sure we use the same exact value. Instead of 2.419, the rounded value, we want to use the original value. And subtract this value. I'm going to store it. Subtract that value from 2 pi. And that'll give us our second value, which is 3.864 rounded to the thousandths place. Now these are the only two answers that are on the interval 0 to 2 pi. Get those brackets. If we wanted to find other values that were off of this interval, we'd have to subtract the original value from 4 pi, which would be 10.148, which is off the interval, because 2 pi is 6.283, and that's greater, so it's off the interval, and that is why we only have two solutions.